Welcome to LexiCast, a podcast designed to help you grow in your legal practice, with weekly updates on current topics, trends, and practical insights. Perfect for listening on the go. Let's dive in.
Today's episode isn't about burnout. It's about performance. Specifically, why lawyers are Porsches being run like Datsuns and what to do about it.
Interesting.
Every lever we talk about today comes back to one idea. You're a high-performance asset, and most of the profession is fueling itself like it isn't.
Kind of like a Porsche running on servo unleaded and 3 hours sleep.
Exactly. And nobody buys a Porsche and fills it with the cheapest fuel they can find, drives it 18 hours straight, and never takes it in for a service. But that's basically the average week for half the profession.
Which is a genuinely expensive way to treat a very expensive asset.
Right, and the asset in question is your brain, which is the one thing you can't actually replace or upgrade if it starts to fail.
So this isn't a let's talk about burnout episode.
Not even a little. I'm allergic to that framing because the second you say burnout to a room full of lawyers, everyone assumes that's someone else's problem. This is about performance instead. Running at the level you're actually capable of, without the wheels falling off by year 8.
We've also got a longer 30-minute CPD version of this one, if you want the full deep dive. That's linked in the show notes. For now, let's get through the highlights.
There's a framework we're pulling from. 5 inputs: health, attitude, passion, purpose, and you. Spells happy, a bit cheesy, but every one of these is a performance lever, not a wellness platitude.
Before we get into the 5, why does this actually matter right now, beyond it'd be nice?
Because the profession is losing good people, and it's often the sharpest ones walking out the door, not the ones who couldn't cut it. And for a small firm or a sole practitioner, losing one strong lawyer is genuinely destabilizing. The client relationships, the institutional knowledge, all of it walks out with them.
So this is a retention and performance issue, wearing a well-being costume.
Exactly, and it never collapses suddenly. It's years of ignoring the fuel gauge, and then one day the car just stops on the freeway.
All right, let's rip through the 5 levers before that happens to anyone listening. Health first.
3 parts: fuel, movement, sleep. Fuel first. Think about your actual week. Coffee, head down, and suddenly it's 3 p.m. and you've eaten almonds from a drawer.
Unnervingly accurate.
The fix isn't willpower. It's removing the decision. A Sunday cook-up you freeze, a smoothie you grab on the way out. The goal is that the good option is also the easy option, because when you're under pressure, easy always wins.
And this actually matters for the job itself, right? Not just general health.
Completely. This is a thinking job, and what you eat is literally what your brain runs on for memory and decision-making under pressure. Bad fuel isn't, I feel sluggish. It's degraded legal reasoning.
What if the real barrier isn't time? It's that deciding what to eat feels like one more decision you don't have energy for after a day of making judgment calls.
That's real, and it's decision fatigue, not laziness, which is exactly why removing the decision matters more than adding willpower. A fruit delivery to the office, a set weekly meal kit, you're deleting a decision point from a day that already has too many.
What about movement? First thing that gets cut from my week, always.
Same for most of the profession, and understandably, we're hunched at a desk for hours. But exercise releases endorphins, which reduce stress directly. It doesn't need to be a gym program, a walking meeting instead of sitting down, squats while you're on a call, or setting an alarm once an hour for a 6-minute walk.
Which is conveniently exactly 1 billable unit.
Exactly, so you can even justify it to your own brain in units. Squats or stretches while you're on a call work too. Nobody on the other end can see you. And the research on even that small amount of movement is solid. Better mood, better sleep, sharper memory, stronger immune system. It's not a nice to have, it's the whole performance stack, built on 15 minutes you probably already have.
I like that none of this requires actually joining a gym.
That's deliberate. The moment get healthy sounds like a whole new hobby. Most people quietly shelve it. The versions that stick are the ones you can slot into a day you're already living.
Now sleep. And this is the one everyone squirms at. Because there's a badge of honor some lawyers wear about running on 4 hours.
I close the deal on no sleep energy, and it's completely backwards. Sleep deprivation impairs your judgment, and worse, your ability to judge your own impairment. You genuinely cannot produce your best work on 3 hours a night, no matter how capable you are on paper.
So the confidence that you're coping fine is actually part of the problem.
Exactly. Fix your bedtime, cut caffeine and alcohol 5 hours out. Devices off 30 minutes before bed, dark and quiet room. Boringly simple, and almost nobody actually does it consistently.
All right, attitude. Quick version?
It's easier to change how you think and what you do than to force a change in how you feel directly. Most people get stuck trying to will themselves into a different mood without changing anything upstream of it.
So what's upstream?
Mindfulness is one lever. Full attention on what's in front of you, which matters enormously in a thinking job. Because when you're fully present on a document or a call, you do it better. 3 slow breaths after an hour of work resets you. And train yourself to be curious before judgmental. The pessimism that makes you good at spotting a hole in an argument is corrosive if you point that same instinct at your own life or at other people constantly.
And gratitude? Positivity?
Write down 3 things you're grateful for daily. Optimistic people handle stress better, get sick less, and by most research, live longer. And manage your own expectations. Instead of comparing yourself to everyone else, ask, am I proud of what I've built? Much kinder metric, and one you can actually hit.
Yes. And what about who you spend time with? Does that change anything?
Right. Whoever's around you shapes how you think, whether you notice it or not. If the culture around you is relentlessly negative and you can't change that, go find positive people elsewhere. Optimism's contagious, but so is the opposite.
Passion and purpose. Next.
Passion's your what, purpose is your why. Most lawyers freeze when asked what they're passionate about because we assume it has to live inside work. Usually, it doesn't.
Give me a real example.
There's a lawyer who loves fashion, started a blog on the side purely because she loved it, and it's grown into its own business alongside her legal career. Completely different scale. Another lawyer whose passion is gardening doesn't monetize it at all. She just protects an hour a day for it because that's what recharges her.
So it's about protecting the time rather than turning your hobby into a side hustle.
Exactly. Find the thing, protect a small daily slot for it, and don't feel like it needs to become a business to count.
And purpose?
When you ask lawyers why they got into this, it's almost always the same 2 things: wanting to help people and wanting a positive effect on someone's life. That gets buried fast under 6-minute units. And our brains remember negative moments far more vividly than good ones. So even when you are making a difference, you don't notice it.
And our brains just aren't built to notice that on their own.
Right. It's the same negativity bias that made sense for survival, spotting threats fast. But it also means the one client who yelled at you last week is far more vivid in your memory than the 5 who thanked you.
Which is why the success board idea works.
Exactly. A folder of thank you emails, compliments, small wins. You're deliberately building evidence against your own negativity bias. It's your case file for the fact that this work matters. And there's research showing what actually sustains people in meaningful work isn't loving every task. It's staying focused on who benefits from it. Less do what you love, more love what you do. By orienting toward the client or colleague it's actually for.
And the last one, you?
This is about not losing yourself inside the lawyer identity. You're a person first, lawyer second. Find your values by recalling 5 moments you felt genuinely proud and look for the common thread. That tells you what actually matters to you, not what you assume should.
And strengths?
Play to your natural strengths instead of dismissing them because they came easily. Ask people close to you what they think you're great at. You'll often be surprised. And your reputation, built slowly, lost instantly, is strongest when it's actually you coming through, not a polished performance. In a market where clients Google you before they call, authenticity is a competitive advantage, not just a personal nice to have.
Let's make this concrete for a second. Let's picture a sole practitioner, 3 years in, phone lighting up before she's even out of bed, 2 coffees and nothing else by 9 a.m.
Very familiar picture. Now overlay the 5 levers. Fast. She preps Sunday lunches, so the good option's the easy one. She takes 3 slow breaths before opening her inbox each morning. She realizes the part of her job she actually loves is the negotiation, not the paperwork, and starts steering more of her matters that way. And she keeps a folder of thank you emails she actually reopens once a month.
None of that's a dramatic overhaul.
That's exactly the point. 5 small, deliberate inputs, not one grand gesture. Nobody sustainably changes their life with a single big move.
All right, let's land this. 2 things someone can action today.
First, pick one health input, the most broken one, and make the good option the easy option. Don't try to fix food, movement, and sleep all at once. That's how these things collapse in a fortnight. If you genuinely can't tell which is worst, start with sleep. It touches everything else. Your appetite, your mood, your willpower for the gym.
And second?
Start a success folder today. 1 entry, a screenshot, a saved email. You're building the evidence file your brain won't build for you on its own, because it's actively wired to remember the hard moments over the good ones.
And if someone's running a team, not just themselves?
Same principle, just said out loud to the room. Normalize the 6-minute walk after a rough call. Share one piece of positive client feedback with the whole team each week. Small, visible permission from the top does more than any wellness policy nobody reads.
Fuel and evidence. Small and repeatable, whether it's just you or a whole team.
That's the whole model. You're not fixing burnout. You're just running the Porsche on the fuel it was actually built for.
This counts toward your CPD hours, so log it. And check the show notes for the full 30-minute version if you want to go deeper.
We'll catch you in the next one. That's it for today's episode on LexiCast. If you're looking for more in-depth episodes that can also be claimed as CPD activities, check out our LexiCast CPD page, linked in the show notes. Follow us now to stay up to date. We'll see you next time.